Welcome, my friend. Come close and get cozy beneath the sleepy tree, where the night sky stretches wide and the world gets quiet just for you. Take a big, deep breath in and let it out. Nice and slow. Feel your body get softer, like a little cloud sinking into the sky. Now imagine you're a cat. Not just any cat, but a midnight black cat with silky fur and secret paws that make no sound at all. You walk along the tree branches like you're floating. You can leap, tiptoe, balance, and vanish into the shadows. This is your time to slow down, to breathe, to curl into a quiet corner of the forest and listen. Because tonight, I'm going to tell you the tale of Blake, the most mysterious, magnificent ninja cat the sleepy tree has ever known. It was just after dusk, and the stars had started winking through the trees, and the last fireflies were tucking themselves into bed. The forest was still, except for the faint swish of a tail and a low, slow meow that sounded very, very serious. From the top of a mossy rock, a small black shape crouched, perfectly still. It was Blake. Her eyes were like two golden lanterns in the dark, glowing with intensity. She crouched lower. Her tail flicked once, and then poof, she rolled dramatically behind a stump, disappearing in the blink of an eye. Blake the black cat was on a mission. A ninja mission, a secret mission, a top-level forest clearance mission. She peeked out from behind the stump, whispering to no one in particular. The target has been spotted. Repeat, marshmallows confirmed. Operation Fluff Snatch is a go. She gave a little nod to herself, the way serious ninja cats do. Tonight, she would prove once and for all that she was the most stealthy, skilled, and snack-worthy cat in the entire forest. And nothing, absolutely nothing, would stop her. Except maybe some very loud forest friends who didn't understand the true art of sneaking. Blake slinked through the underbrush like a whisper with whiskers. She moved with the grace of a shadow dipped in moonlight. She paused. She posed. she struck what she believed to be a very intimidating ninja stance atop a slightly wobbly toadstool. Her tail curved like a question mark behind her. Her eyes narrowed. Her mission was clear. The chipmunk pantry, specifically a round blue glass jar of jumbo squishy marshmallows. Rumor had it that the chipmunks had recently restocked after their annual acorn bake-off. Blake pulled a crumpled leaf from under her collar. It was her official ninja blueprint, drawn with a piece of charcoal and, for some reason, a dab of jam. Step 1. Avoid the squeaky log. Step 2. Crawl under the clothesline without knocking off the chipmunk socks. Step 3. Leap through the window, land in the flower pot, look cool. Step 4. Acquire marshmallow. Step 5. Exit dramatically, maybe with glitter. Optional. She gave a slow, proud nod. Flawless. But just as she was about to launch herself into the bushes for warm-up somersaults, she heard a snap behind her. Blake froze. Her ears twitched. A low giggle echoed through the ferns. Psst! Blake! Are you doing ninja stuff again? Whispered a voice not built for whispering. Out popped Fern the fox, wearing a belt made of spaghetti noodles and carrying a pair of chopsticks like swords. I brought my ninja gear, he announced, striking a dramatic pose and immediately falling over. Blake squinted. This is a solo mission. But it was too late. Fern had already unpacked his ninja emergency snack kit, which included 3 cheese crackers, a whoopee cushion, and something that looked suspiciously like a kazoo. Blake sighed and was about to slink off again when, boing, a pair of sunglasses bounced into the clearing. They landed on the face of Willow the bunny, who barrel-rolled in after them, trailing a vine she'd tied around her waist for rope stunts. Sorry I'm late, she gasped, flopping sideways. I had to brush my ears. She pulled out a pair of pink sock gloves. Ninja paws for silence. One glove immediately fell into a puddle. Before Blake could protest, there was a clomp, clomp, clomp behind them, followed by a sound like someone trying to hammer pudding. Briar the beaver marched into view, wearing a tool belt full of extremely non-ninja items. A wrench, a mini saw, and what might have been a plunger. She had a black bucket on her head like a helmet. I heard there's a mission, she said. I brought my stealth hammer. There was a moment of silence. Then the hammer thunked loudly into a rock beside her. Blake closed her eyes and let out the longest sigh any ninja cat has ever sighed. Well, she murmured, tail twitching, this just became Operation Disaster. The forest was quiet. Too quiet. Blake crouched on a branch above the chipmunk pantry, her tail flicking with focused intensity. Below her, the others were supposed to be sneaking. They were not. Fern attempted a cartwheel, knocked into a bush, and got briefly tangled in his own tail. Willow tried to leap gracefully over a puddle, but landed with a splat that echoed through the trees. She gave a thumbs up from the mud. Briar carefully placed her stealth hammer on the ground, and it immediately rolled downhill, bonking into a log and triggering an explosion of startled frogs. Oh, great, Blake whispered to herself. We're basically skywriting, "Ninjas are here!" across the forest. She waved a paw. Okay, plan B. Her new plan mostly involved doing everything herself, while the others stayed distracted. I'll go in first, she whispered from above. No talking, no dancing, and no snacks that crunch. Fern nodded solemnly while quietly unwrapping a very loud granola bar. Blake tiptoed along the branch, leapt gracefully to the windowsill, and paused. The jar of marshmallows was right there on the high shelf, glowing like sugary treasure under the moonlight. She was just about to leap inside when, honk! Willow had stepped on a squeaky mushroom. Somehow, mushrooms aren't supposed to squeak. The chipmunk stirred. Abort! Abort! Blake hissed. Too late. Fern, trying to help, launched his spaghetti belt like a grappling hook, which caught Briar's bucket helmet and yanked it sideways. Briar stumbled and flopped backwards with a loud clunk. Blake, in midair, gave a soft feline shriek and tumbled through the open window, landing directly inside the marshmallow jar. Boof! Her tail stuck out the top like a little fuzzy periscope. Willow bounded in after her. Did you get one? I am one, Blake groaned from inside the jar. Meanwhile, outside, Fern sounded the retreat with a kazoo fanfare. Briar followed with an accidental tap dance on the pantry floor. The chipmunks were now fully awake, staring wide-eyed from their little hammocks. One rubbed his eyes and said, Is it a dream or a marshmallow invasion? Blake's tail wiggled furiously from the top of the jar. I can't breathe, she hissed, muffled by a wall of fluff. I'm drowning in sugar pillows. Hang on, shouted Fern from the windowsill, now wearing a pair of socks on his ears for stealth. I've got the emergency extraction noodles. He tossed a long string of linguine into the pantry like a lifeline. It hit Blake in the ear. That's not helpful, came the muffled reply. Meanwhile, Willow was hopping up and down in a panic, flinging nearby kitchen items in random directions. A spoon hit a bell. The bell woke a squirrel. The squirrel screamed. "Toaster evacuation!" yelled the chipmunk, leaping into a tiny shoebox bunker. Briar calmly walked inside, chewing on the corner of a granola bar. "I brought pliers." "For what?" asked Fern. "No idea," said Briar. "They just make me feel better." Inside the jar, Blake managed to spin around and pop her head out, marshmallows clinging to her fur like foamy snowballs. "I'm fine," she said dramatically. "But if I perish, tell the fireflies I always admired their work." Willow grabbed the whole jar and tried to yank Blake free. Unfortunately, she forgot how physics works. Pop! Blake shot out of the jar like a furry cannonball, bounced off Briar's helmet, flipped twice, and landed, poof, in a pile of leaf pillows someone had left behind. Silence. Then Blake sat up, fur fluffed out in all directions. A marshmallow stuck to her nose. "I meant to do that." The chipmunks peeked out, blinking sleepily. One of them, wearing polka-dot pajamas, stepped forward. Excuse me. Are you marshmallow thieves or the comedy troupe?" Blake stood tall, or at least she tried to, while she was also secretly shaking sugar out of her ears. "We're, She paused, then smiled. "We're the Fluff Retrieval Unit." The chipmunk nodded slowly. "Well, you're terrible at sneaking." Willow gave him a marshmallow in apology. Fern handed him a noodle. Briar saluted with a wrench. The chipmunks blinked at each other. One shrugged and said, "Want to stay for cocoa?" And so under the soft yellow glow of the lantern mushrooms, the chipmunks served tiny mugs of hot cocoa with exactly one marshmallow each to the entire ninja crew. Blake sat proudly, even if slightly sticky, with her tail curled around her like a cinnamon swirl. She'd accepted the honorary title of Marshmallow Retrieval Captain, retired. Fern had a marshmallow in his ear and didn't care. Willow, who had somehow acquired a pair of chipmunk-sized slippers, giggled sleepily as she sipped on her cocoa with both paws. And Briar, still wearing her bucket helmet, declared it the coziest mission failure ever. No one argued. Outside, the leaves ruffled with soft lullaby breezes. Crickets began their gentle nighttime songs, and a sleepy owl blinked twice before tucking her head under her wing. The forest was safe. The forest was still. The night had wrapped everyone up like a fuzzy leaf-stitched quilt. "Now, little one, come rest with me beneath the sleepy tree. Let's take a soft, cozy breath together. In through your nose. Fill up your belly like a balloon. And slowly out, like you're blowing steam off a warm cup of cocoa. Mm. Now let's tuck all the parts of your body in for bed, one by one. Let's start with your toes. Wiggle them just a little. And then let them settle like sleepy pebbles sinking into moss. And now your legs. Let them rest heavy and still, like two sleepy tree trunks wrapped in blankets of ferns. Next to your belly, feel it rise and fall like a gentle forest breeze. Your chest, soft and low, like a firefly blinking in the dark. Let your shoulders melt down like chocolate on a warm rock. Let your arms rest beside you, floppy like a bunny who's had a very full day. Wiggle your fingers just once, and now let them be still, like fallen leaves floating in a pond. Now your neck, soft and easy. And finally, your head. Rest it back gently, like placing a cloud on a pillow. Even your thoughts can rest now. If there are any still bouncing like little ninja cats, just imagine them hopping onto a slow cloud and floating away into the starry sky. You're safe. You're warm. And you're loved. Even the busiest adventures need to pause, to breathe, and to dream. So close your eyes now. Let the forest sing to you. Let the sleepy tree hold you. And drift, drift, drift into dreams. Good night, little ninja. Good night, Marshmallow Explorer. Good night from all of us beneath the sleepy tree.